to Homebrew Wednesday. It's Brad here at Wild Boys Brewery, Pook NC. Got a Brewday going on, mashing in right now. Flip around here and let you check it out. I'm doing a Heady Topper-ish clone. It's not exactly the... I had to change a few hops around because I already had some stuff that was close. The Apollo that it called for, I wound up using my pine fruit, which has got Apollo parentage. And we're mashing in at 152. Alright, 152, looks like we got it. So we'll shut this up and let it sit for, it's got a little bit of weed in there, so I'm going to do a 75-minute rest so I get full conversion on that pound of weed I got in there. And then I'm also going to be doing a 90-minute boil today. Set this timer on 75 minutes here, and then we'll start it, and then I'll be back when I start doing my boil off and spar job. Alright, I'm back. Just did my mash out, got it up to 168. Flip this right here and show you my hop drops. Got my 90-minute drop is, I changed this up. It was just going to be an ounce of Magnum, and I had about a ½ ounce of Magnum already open, and then some Galena, so I changed it up to 13 grams of Galena, 13 grams of Magnum, and 2 grams of pine fruit. And then for the 30-minute, we've got ½ ounce of Centennial, ½ ounce of pine fruit, ½ ounce of Columbus, ½ ounce of Amarillo, ½ ounce of Simcoe. So that's a 70-gram drop. That's 30. And then we'll go to 5 minutes, do an ounce and a half of pine fruit and ½ ounce of Columbus. And then we're going to hop stand whirlpool, ½ ounce of Simcoe and ½ ounce of Citra. And this is the hot drops. Alright, got my, this will be my last little pitcher of Vorloff that I'm going to run. I've already put 3 2-liter pitchers through it, and I'm going to do 4. I usually just do 3, but where I've got the weed in there, I wanted to hit it one extra time to get a little more clarity before I started collecting. But you can see here, it's looking real nice. It's a 6 on the SRM color, so it's a really nice light beer. Kind of light for a double IPA, but that's what the recipe called for, so that's what we got. And you can see good clarity, and we're just about done with this. And I'll show you what it looks like when I pour it into the top of the pan here in just a moment. Alright, here is my 1/8 liter. And you can see the color here. Nice light copper color. Probably not really even copper, almost like a deep golden. And that is this, that, da-da-da-da. And then we're going to start collecting our first run-ins here. And then I'm going to spare you any more of this, and I'll come back when I've got my 7.8 gallons collected and we start a 90-minute boil. And here's my fly sparging in action. I put a cutting board over the sink, a big wooden box on top of that, a pitcher full of 180-degree water in that, took a hose onto the spigot, run into the top of the roaster pan, and then you can see we get a real nice gentle stream coming out. And there we go. Okay, we've got our 7.8 collecting up to a rolling boil. So we're going to go ahead and do this 90-minute drop. It's 13 grams of Galena, Magnum, and 2 grams of the pine fruit. And there we go. And we'll put an hour on here because in an hour will be 30 minutes. It'll be time to start doing the 30-minute drops. Okay, here is the 5-minute drop of 1.5 ounces of pine fruit and ½ ounce of Columbus. We're just about done with the drops. I got one more after this, which will be the hop stand whirlpool drop. And stir this in. Okay, and here is the ½ ounce of Citra, ½ ounce of Simcoe drop. Flame out, cut it off, and there we go. Stir it in. And then just give this thing a stir every little bit for 20 minutes. And throw on the chiller and we are done. Okay, the instructions on this recipe said to do hop stand at 180. I actually dropped it down a little below that because this is the first time I've ever done it like this. I'm at 176 and I'm going to leave it there for the remainder of the 15 minutes. I have whirlpool before like this, and it usually only drops down to about 190 or something like that if you just let it drop on its own. Hop standing, whirlpooling, basically like what the commercial breweries are doing. Popular now to get a lot of flavor in the beer without adding an extreme amount of bitterness is you add a bunch of the drops late, and that extracts a lot of the flavor but not some of the bitterness, and you extract different qualities of bitterness from it at different temperature ranges. That's why, like when you first wort hop, it doesn't get super bitter because it locks it in at that certain temperature because you're not boiling it. And then of course, you know, if you do a 90 or a 60 or any other time during the boil, it extracts a different level of bitterness. And then the same with the whirlpool and the hop stand. So like this is 176, 180, it's going to extract a different amount of bitterness and flavor at that temperature than it would if you just threw it in and just let it sit. So this is kind of an experiment for me, so I'm looking forward to see how this makes much difference than what I normally do for just flame out and then leave it in there for 20 minutes. The recipe says do it at 180, so that's what I'm going to do. So we'll see how this turns out. And I'll be back when I get this thing cooled down and do a gravity reading, and then we'll pitch the yeast and we'll wrap it up. I finished up at about 1082 with the correction because that is 70 degrees there, so you bump it up 2 points. I was supposed to get 1086, so it's only 4/10 of a point off. That's pretty normal on these higher gravity beers, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's probably going to be about 74-75% efficiency instead of 78, which I normally get on about 12-14 pound beers. That's going to wrap it up. Happy Homebrew Wednesday, and I'll see y'all next week. Cheers.